Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Queers of Time podcast.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
I'm Kenny.
And I'm Kat.
And this is a podcast to talk about all the gay stuff in the Wheel of Time.
Because we're gay and we like the Wheel of Time. And we have a new patron today, so thank you, Holly, for supporting us. We appreciate it very much. And as always, thank you, Lux, for being our favorite venerator of Moiraine.
So today we're going to talk about our favorite ships in the Wheel of Time, as well as some popular ships that have what I think are better alternatives. So shipping queer pairings often comes from a lack of actual queer characters in relationships, so we're left shipping crumbs, as it were. So today we're going to take popular queer ships and talk about whether we think they're actually good or that they exist just because there weren't a lot and the characters were just sort of there. Of course, this comes with a caveat because some people are very sensitive about any criticism of their ships. And that caveat is, these are just our opinions and there is no such thing as a right ship or a wrong ship.
Well,
I mean, except the Mayflower. I mean, the Mayflower wasn't that great.
Yeah.
So what?
also the Titanic was not,
I mean, the Titanic could have used some work, yeah.
not great.
Oh, fuck. It took me a minute to get it.
And, Leo DiCaprio shipping himself with minors.
Oh, sure. I mean, that's never good.
This is definitely something we want to avoid.
Yes.
So do we want to start with a ship with big age gap?
Yeah, let's start with the one that's like thousands of years different.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
Mm-hmm.
Asmodean and Rand?
That's literally what I was going to ask. I was like, wait, which one are we talking about now?
I mean, I was talking about Matt and Brigida because that's a book ship, but Asmodean and Rand, yeah, that works too.
Where do we see Asmodean and Rand?
No, it's just I was trying to find a big age gap and I forgot that Birgitta technically is also very old.
Yes.
In some alternative reality, Lanfear and Asmodean turn away from the dark and they share Rand and just spit roast him at nights.
Man, I'm taking so many screenshots of Camille today. It's great.
It's amazing. You're just seeing me mute and coughing, but whatever.
I mean, it looked like you were like shocked and gagging, so I'm going to go with that.
Oh my god.
Don't be mean to the sick, okay?
Camille is an invalid. That's the word they used in Victorian times.
No, please, no.
Yes, I know. In Victorian times, that was the
In Victorian times.
that was the word. And it could mean anything from you've lost your leg to you got the sniffles.
Really?
Yeah, they really played fast and loose in the Victorian, yeah.
Or you're a woman having emotions.
With a wandering womb.
Wandering uterus.
Yeah, wandering uterus.
Yeah, good old hysteria. I think I would have been locked up for hysteria.
You would have been a witch. You would have been burned at the stake as a witch.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so Matt and Brigida or Rand and Asmodean, which are we talking about today, right now?
Let's get back to it.
The thing is that we mentioned queer ship, and if we start with Matt and Birgitta, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're both gay. They're just straight for each other.
They're just straight.
That's...
Canonically?
They're straight after a few beers, and God knows they both like that.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their energy is very complementary.
Yeah.
I understand where it comes from.
So this is our diversity ship, where we ship a heterosexual couple.
Sometimes we make a mistake and we ship the straights. That happens.
It happens to the best of us.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, I think, Asmodean and Rand, y'all know I'm a fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so my initial concept for this episode was to take popular ships and discuss, or I guess interrogate the idea of whether they are actual good ships or whether we just ship them because they were there. And while we're on the subject of Matt and Rand, a very popular ship is Rand and Matt because they were on the road to Camelin. But do we think that it's an actual good pairing, or do we think it just exists because they were there?
I think it exists because they were there, but I also think they totally were like fuck buddies, because what else are you going to do on the Camelin Road?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think they were romantic.
Yeah, I agree.
They do have a closeness that you rarely see between male protagonists in fiction.
Yes.
I would say. Like, they hold hands while on the road to Camelin.
Mm-hmm.
How many straight boys hold hands with their straight mate?
Straight mate.
Yeah. And I agree. Like, when I first read A Wheel of Time, there weren't a lot of queer fantasies out there. And I was like, oh, here's two boys who are like, you know, sort of twinky, and they're both together on a road together. And, ooh, there's a barn. They have to share the barn. Like, obviously, this is perfect fodder for a gay ship.
Oh, it sounds like AO3 tags.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ship that leaves some space to expand on it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do spend a lot of time in the first two books together.
Mm-hmm.
The second book's Matt is an absolute asshole to Rand.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he finds out that Rand has AIDS.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
And he's been fucking Rand, so what if he has the AIDS?
Oh, boy. Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Someone forgot to give James their, I don't know, feed them today.
James just made a completely surprised face. Like, they don't know why we're reacting the way that we are.
Y'all should know by now. It's episode 14 or something. 15. Y'all should know.
It's like when a puppy piddles on the carpet and you shake your finger at it and it doesn't know why you're mad.
Mm-hmm. It looks at you in disbelief.
But that puppy still gets his bone.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. And so, well, it only took a few minutes for James to bring bestiality into it.
Yep, that's exactly what I was doing.
That's what James was talking about.
Okay, so
I am judging you so hard. Both of you.
Me?
All of you.
my alternative ship to Rand and Matt, and I just think that the only reason that ship exists is because they were there in a time when there weren't a lot of queer pairings.
Mm-hmm.
I would instead talk about Rand and Asmodean, or, and this is not going to come to a surprise, but Matt and Galad. Shout out to Pan Malazan.
What?
I am so surprised. I cannot believe it. I am so fucking surprised.
So Camille actually thought that Galad and Matt was the most popular match ship because of how much I fucking talk about it.
Listen, I've been in that community like since last summer, basically. I do not know what people were shipping while the books came out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And then I looked at AO3 and there are like literally 3 fanfic about Matt and Galad on AO3. Meanwhile, there's like 15 about Matt and Thom.
What?
It's a TV show.
Yeah.
What?
No, we're not going to talk about that because I will disassociate.
You can disassociate, but I will talk about that later.
So yeah, Pan Malazan, Kayla, and I are. She started it, but I would like to consider the two of us the foremost champions of Matt and Galad, and I think it works because they fit in that classic opposites attract type of dynamic, and in a way that Rand and Matt just don't. And we've talked about Rand and Asmodean here, so I don't know what. Instead of me talking about Matt and Galad or Rand and Asmodean, I want to know what y'all's thoughts on that is.
I mean, I think that twink twunk porn is really hot, so I'm for it.
I'm sorry. What is a twunk?
Which couple were you talking about?
A twunk?
I may regret this question.
A twunk is a relatively hairless / hairless hunk that's still boyish.
Okay.
So Galad is the twunk and Matt is the twink. Matt might be more of an otter.
Okay.
I don't know.
Show Matt is definitely more of an otter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like trying to figure out what this new language that I don't know about.
Me too. I know none of these.
Oh my god. We're going to have to do an entire episode on
Yes.
Let's stop it now. Let's just do an entire episode on or we can make it a game where we guess.
Ooh. What it means?
What it means.
Okay.
You guys can pull up all of your sapphic terms.
I mean, there's scissoring and lipstick lesbian and...
Yeah, I was just thinking of lipstick lesbian.
Uh-huh.
I think I would be a lipstick lesbian if I was a lesbian.
You would be like a butch.
No.
Kat, help me out. What's a lipstick lesbian supposed to be?
A very feminine lesbian.
Oh, a femme.
Yeah, a femme.
Yeah, femme.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They fall under the same category as femme. And then you have chapstick lesbian that's kind of...
Yeah, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
You are all U-Haul lesbians, though.
I mean, by our nature, yes.
I am also a U-Haul lesbian.
Well, it's true. I would be my own van lesbian because that shit costs money. Okay, back to those popular ships that are just there because they're there versus better ones.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about one that's actually canon but has a better alternative, and that's Moiraine with Thom versus Moiraine with Swan.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are canon.
Yes, true. TV show is canon. I forget that the TV show exists sometimes, not in a bad way.
No, I'm sorry. Book, Moiraine, and Swan is canon.
Book is canon.
They kiss, they fuck.
They're both canon. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm sorry. When I think of Book Moiraine, I'm still so horrified by the fact that she actually ends up with Thom.
Yeah, me too.
That it supersedes my other more pleasant associations with her and other characters.
There is no Moiraine and Thom in Ba Sing Se.
That's right. I think this maybe like a few months ago. I can't remember. Time isn't real anymore. But I got into a full-on argument. Not even an argument because I wasn't being serious, but this person was about the merit of Moiraine and Thom, and I did not realize there were people who actually felt so strongly about these two and care about them together.
I do know a few person, like for example, Ali that we got on the podcast. She's shipping them very hard from the start.
Interesting.
So is she homophobic?
No, but like our podcast started before the show came out, so I mean,
Right.
she was reading The Eye of the World with no knowledge of Swan at all, and she was like, those two persons are gonna end up together. And she still sees something whenever they interact.
Interesting.
It's true that Thom, that regularly when Moiraine is mentioned in front of him, he's gonna say, "Oh, Moiraine is a fine woman."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Robert Jordan type of hints regarding romantic relationship. I mean, they're minuscule. If you're looking specifically for them, you can find them.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, personally, it doesn't have enough development for me to really care about them. And okay,
Yeah.
it's not. I could have cared about them. It's a specific scene right after Moiraine is saved from the Tower of Genji that I just absolutely hate.
Yeah.
Which is Moiraine telling Thom that she's willing to stop being an Aes Sedai because she knows he doesn't like that.
Yeah.
It's something that I cannot stand. Because like women giving up their job for men is something that happens quite a lot still. And I mean, it's valid to do so, like,
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
but it's not something that I like, so it's not something that I want to read.
Yeah.
And it just goes so against who Moiraine is as a character, too. Like, it doesn't make sense for her
Yeah.
that she would give up being an Aes Sedai for anyone. Now, Book Moiraine. I want to specify Book Moiraine because if this were show Moiraine, depending on the circumstances, I could absolutely... I mean, can you just stop being an Aes Sedai? Like, how do you...
She could retire into the kin.
She just retire? Yeah.
The thing is that I'm fine with Moiraine retiring after the last battle because, yeah, she's been in that shit for 20 years. Yeah, take a break, girl.
I mean, she Gandalf the fuck out of that. She deserves a rest.
Yeah, she deserves a rest. But it has to be for her, not because some dude doesn't like her being an Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a minor thing that you change that, and I'm perfectly fine with that couple.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think it's underdeveloped, but it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Maybe make Thom a little bit younger too. That's another issue.
Yeah. And I mean, it's yet another example of like a woman having to diminish herself or like offering to diminish herself for a man. This time it's not like specifically, but I mean, it kind of is power-wise because being an Aes Sedai does come with a lot of power. And yet again, it's Moiraine, it's a woman offering to give up something for a man. It's just, I don't like it.
Yeah.
What I would like is, and Rafykins, please do listen to this. I would like for, first of all, spoilers, I'd like for Swan to survive the last battle, and I would like her and Moiraine to both give up the White Tower to go live in a nice little lesbian cottage on the shore in Tyr so they can fish and have lady kisses all day. And I would just love that ending.
So the funny thing is that I love that ending. I also know that they would do that for like 3-4 years and then they would get back into it because they would get bored so much.
Yeah.
Because they are workaholics. They can't.
They're gonna have to find something to do with their retirement, otherwise
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't last. But then they'd be perfectly, yeah, that is also, Matt, that is also my dream. My dream ending for them on the show is them, like, definitely Swan surviving, because it makes no sense. And I think the only reason it happens is because Min had the viewing that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very homophobic of her.
Yes. So, I don't think it should happen. It doesn't make sense. It's not necessary. And yeah, just let them, I want to see Swan fishing again and mending her nets and them being cute. That's what I want.
Yes.
You know, they could keep busy. You know, they could take Rand with them and raise him.
Mhm.
You know, I just have this image of Moiraine swatting Rand with a fly swatter because he's not in the nasty way, but like just, you know, swatting him on the shoulder because he's like taking a cookie before it's cooled off or something.
You kidding me? She's been dealing with those boys for years. She's like, she needs a break for them too.
No, I mean, I can see like Mord and Rand coming to visit every once in a while and just being like, man, remember that time?
Yes, visiting.
Visiting is the key. Yeah.
I would see also like Moiraine visiting Elaine sometimes because like
Yeah.
Elaine, especially if she's at the head of carrying Camelin.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see her visiting Lan and Nynaeve in what's it called? Malkier. That would be nice.
How did you forget that?
I know. Damn you, Camille. I was hoping no one would notice.
It's not as bad as Matt forgetting that Moiraine is canonically with Suan, so...
It's not as bad as Matt constantly writing Swan with a E at the end, because I've noticed that and I've been correcting that on the note file for a bit now.
Look, I don't know all these fantasy names.
Who can keep track of them?
No, it's okay. I don't expect you to read.
You can Google that.
I write all the time. I don't have time to like remember things.
Mm-hmm.
I also couldn't name all the Forsaken.
Yeah.
Oh, me neither, but we don't care about the Forsaken.
Mm-mm.
That's true.
Oh my god, you guys are the worst. Agonor, Balthamel, Lanfear, Asmodean,
Mm-hmm.
Grendel,
Mm-hmm.
Bilal, Samael,
Raven,
Robin.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get there as a team.
Mogedian,
Oh yeah, Mogedian.
Demandred.
Excuse me, what was that tone?
Masana.
Semiraj, Masana, Demandred, Ishamael.
Yeah.
There. Huh. Only with a little bit of hope.
I don't appreciate that tone that you said Mogedian's name with, though.
Yeah.
I would like to circle back to that.
I forget that she's bad.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You came after Kat's problematic fave.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I forget that she's bad. I'm like, she doesn't vibe with the rest of the Forsaken.
Yeah.
So
I think she forgets that she's bad sometimes, to be completely honest with you. And this is why I love her.
That's another issue.
Yes.
okay, so back to ships, because that's what we were talking about, right?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think so.
Do we want to talk about Nynaeve and Mogedian? Because that's a popular queer ship.
Oh.
Mm.
We talked quite a lot about that in the podcast.
We did. I talk about them quite a bit.
It's a fun ship.
It's very good.
It's a toxic ship.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes it spicy, though.
That's why it's one of the best ones.
It gives it that good stuff.
It's a classic enemy to lover ship,
Yes.
and we love that.
Mhm.
Or maybe I do.
Oh, I love it.
The problematic ones are the best ones.
It's good stuff. I know this is something that I very much have in common with you, Matt, and I very much I appreciate that you like the more toxic the better.
In my own relationship, no, I don't want of that toxicity. When I'm reading something, yes. Yes.
Gimme.
Gideon the Ninth, yes.
I know.
Toxicity, trauma, toxicity, trauma, toxicity. But yes.
It's been so much fun reading your reactions. I feel like I'm reading the book because I've only read the first one. I haven't gotten to the other two yet. I know.
Really?
I know. And it's pure laziness on my part.
You need to.
I know. I do. If it helps, your reactions to it is fueling my desire again to get back into it. So I think I'm going to reread the first one and then read the second, and the third just came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the third came out a week ago. I mean, I received it on Wednesday at like, I don't know, noon, and I was done with it at 1 a.m., something like that.
Oh my God, I love it.
I did not do much work that day. Don't repeat that to my boss. And then I finished it and I started at the ceiling. Which is...
I love it.
Which is the best reaction you can have.
But that's what you want to hear, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you want to feel about books.
But yeah, really, you should try the second one. The second one, I warn that it's confusing, but you have to go through it.
Okay.
But it's such... I mean, the second one goes so deep into grief.
Ooh.
And it's really nice.
Is this spooky space lesbians?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the perfect way to describe them, too.
So, Matt, since you like horror a lot, you should definitely give it a try.
You'd probably like this. They have some really good, good horror vibes to them.
It's definitely on my list of things that I'm going to like at some point try and read. Unfortunately, I've discovered Agatha Christie, and it's a little addicting. So.
Oh, yes.
And they're very quick, so.
They're real quick. I love Agatha Christie is legitimately one of my favorite authors. I realize that we're very much off topic, but like, I love Agatha Christie so much.
The one that the name got changed because it's
a little racist.
A little racist.
And then there were none.
And then there were none, yes.
That one.
We don't talk about the original title.
No, but like, this is how I would describe the first book of Gideon the Ninth.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Because it's like, oh yes, it's a friendly competition. Oh no, people start dying.
People start dying. Oh, then it is like, and then there were none. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic book, by the way.
Mm.
It's so good. It's so enjoyable.
I did not know about the original title, so I just looked it up, and I like that she described it as her most difficult book to write.
Well, maybe when she disappeared for those 11 days, she was unlearning racism.
Maybe that's what she was doing.
I mean, apparently, so it was republished in the US as, and then there were none, but apparently it was also 10 Little Indians for a time.
Which is not much better.
It's not better.
But the UK used the original title until 1985.
Cool.
Why does this not surprise me?
Because it's the UK.
Because it's the UK. What were we talking about?
Well, we have sufficiently strayed from the light and the dark. We've just strayed from all sanity.
Let's do...
Yeah.
What do we think about Matt and Talmanes?
So boring.
Because that's a super popular book ship.
I don't think it's boring.
No, they're not boring.
I think it's idol worship on Talmanes' end.
Yes, I do too.
And Matt does not have the time of day.
I have the unpopular opinion of I don't see their chemistry, and also I don't think Talmanes is that interesting.
Oh.
They don't have chemistry. Talmanes is interested in Matt.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that.
There is no chemistry between them.
I do find it very funny that when looking at ships in the Wheel of Time, Matt has so many different ships.
Because he's a whore.
There's Aludra, there's Birgitta, there's Tuon, there's Melindra, there's Talmanes, there's Galad, there's Ren.
Yep. Did you already say Tuon?
I already said Tuon.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the TV show.
The TV show has built upon what Robert Jordan built with Moiraine and Swan.
Yeah.
Yes, there was Moiraine and Swan, but in the show, it's Moiraine who gets a lot of ship because she is shipped with Lan.
Everyone.
She's shipped with Liandrin, with Alana.
Swan.
Well, Swan, of course, but...
maybe even Nynaeve.
I'm sure. Honestly?
If there's not a show Moiraine Nynaeve fic, I would be very surprised.
There are Moiraine, Nynaeve, and Lanfics, for sure. And I have read, there are a couple of them that I've read, and they are super delightful, and I am very much into that dynamic.
I really hope that Lan is just like the human dildo there.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he is. It's like Rand with Asmodean and Lanfear.
Kinda, yeah.
Wow, poor Lan.
I hope Lan is the human dildo there. Yeah.
Wait, I didn't hear what you said.
No, he said some things that you do not agree with, Kat.
No.
He said that Lan was just a dildo in it.
No. God damn it.
I've read part of it. I'm not super into the trope, so I'm not reading that fanfic much, but like
Mm-hmm.
it's building upon the dynamics that Moiraine and Lan already have, and the dynamics that Lan and Nynaeve already have. Yeah, and it's adding a bit more between Nynaeve and Moiraine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Can be written well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think, honestly, I think pretty much every ships can be written
Oh, for sure.
in an interesting way.
I mean, just look at what I did with Galad and Katsuane.
Yeah, no, okay. I remove what I'm saying.
I created something better than Romeo and Juliet.
Fuck that, nah.
I mean, I will say I didn't care for Romeo and Juliet, Matt, so I don't know that that's
It had the best ending, though.
because they died.
Here goes me with my obligatory, I'm going to get canceled for this, but I don't really care much for fanfic. I just don't find it very...
Oh.
That's fine.
I just don't find it very enriching for myself. And that might be because when I was in high school, I read so much Harry Draco fanfic that I think I fanficked myself out for life.
That'll do it. You know what? That'll do it.
So dumb.
James is judging me for Harry and Draco, but
It's just you're basic. You're just very basic.
well, that's because there was no Harry Ron fanfic, and that's the ship that I really shipped.
I know.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of that, which was disappointing. I mean, the Harry Potter fandom, I have read a lot of... I think it's the only fandom when I've read that many queer men relationships,
Mm-hmm.
because there was no queer woman ships at all.
Not at all.
Which was so fucking sad.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
I'd like to clarify that I read all these fanfics back in 2007 before any of us knew that J.K. Turfy was a turf McTurfington, so don't come after me for that.
Fuck J.K. Rowling.
I know.
Yeah.
God, she's the worst.
Seriously. I went through a Harry Potter. I was obsessed with Harry Potter back when
Yeah.
Mhm.
the books were still being released and, before we knew just how truly terrible she is.
I had a pretty nice community around Harry Potter, like a French community. There's the first person I came out to.
Oh.
When I first started reading fanfiction,
Mm-hmm.
me and my sister, we didn't have any personal laptop, so we were using the desktop of my dad, and we were reading the same fanfiction with one of us moving the mouse.
Oh my god.
So we had to time each other so we would read at the same space.
Yeah. That's so cute.
And that's cute memory from my childhood.
Yeah.
But fuck J.K. Rowling.
It's a cute story.
It makes me sad all the time because there were so many people who grew up with Harry Potter and grew up with those books, and it's just ruined now. She has ruined it for so many people. And it's just really, and I'm not, obviously Harry Potter is not the epitome of literature by any means. There are lots of incredible books.
There's a lot of issue in those books.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in those books, it's lots of stuff. And also there are lots of better series for that specific age group. Read Percy Jackson. But, it makes me sad all the time because, yeah, I know.
No, okay, we're off topic, but I will say that Harry Potter defined a generation in the way that nothing else
Yeah.
has done since. So that's why it's such a huge mind fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, and a lot of us are just I don't think so. A lot of people when we talk about it, they're like, oh well, it was never that good, or I never really liked it. I'm like, yes, you did like it.
You did, yeah.
There are certain ways in which to separate an artist from the art, and in judging the narrative and the story itself, you separate them. When you separate, should you read a book by a person, that's when the artist and the art get intertwined, especially with someone who has her influence.
Right.
So I don't blame anybody at all whatsoever for not reading her books, and I don't read them either. But analyzing them as stories, you can't just say, well, this isn't good because I don't like the person who wrote it, or
Right.
this is amazing because I like what she's saying. They're flawed books, and there are better books out there, but their merits, they didn't become worse books just because it was her that wrote them. They became
Exactly.
worse books when we realized that she wrote goblins in a very no-no way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, this is our impromptu Harry Potter therapy session.
Yes.
I read an article today that the title made me laugh, and it was about the cancellation of queer TV show, and the title was like, queer TV shows this year got cancelled more often than J.K. Rowling.
It's unfortunately correct.
Oh my god.
Correct, but I do not like it.
Nope. Thanks, I hate it.
I don't even know why she's I know why she gets published, and it's infuriating because she writes murder mysteries now.
She still has so many followers.
Yeah, it's wild.
And they're so long. There is no reason. So I stopped reading her murder mysteries after the 4th book because, and this was before I really knew a lot about her turfiness, but her 4th book was like 1,000 pages. No murder mystery should be 1,000 pages. Like,
no.
Are you talking about the Robert Galbraith novels?
Yeah.
I think the 4th one just came out.
The 5th one just came out.
Oh.
That's insane. 1,000 pages?
Yeah, like no mystery author who's just getting started out or who doesn't have her name recognition would ever be able to publish that.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. So that's my rant about, anyways.
Anyway, did we talk enough about ship today, or did we absolutely not talk about ships?
We didn't talk much about it. This is a chaos episode.
It is.
That's okay.
And you know what?
That's okay.
We need one of those every now and again. I'm sorry, can we talk about Moiraine and Leandrin for a little bit?
Yes.
I would like to talk about them for a little bit because, oh my god, thank you, Rafe, for being so generous with your gifts. Thank you, Kate Fleetwood. Thank you, Rosamund Pike, for everything that you do for us. We are so blessed, truly.
Are you accepting an award?
Maybe.
You forgot to thank somebody. You forgot to thank Kate Fleetwood's cheeks and her jawline.
Yes, that is correct. You know what, Matt? I apologize. You are absolutely correct. Thank you, Kate Fleetwood's cheeks and jawline. Truly a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's so funny how that scene in episode 5 just broke Tumblr.
Oh my god. I felt like my brain was melting. You know what it is? I think it's because I'm not used to, because it was definitely meant, like, it was intentional in the way that it was written. It wasn't just like us making it up. Like, it's not like, like fandom just making things up. It was intentional in what they were doing. And I'm not used to that. You know what I mean? Like,
and we don't know yet why.
Yeah, we have no idea why.
That's the thing. We don't know yet why there is this tension between the two of them, which make it very interesting. But yeah, like, there's plenty of TV show where, like, gay women will freak out whenever there's two actresses a bit too close to each other in a scene. I remember, like, the first season of Once Upon a Time, where there's so many moments where Emma get into original space.
Oh, God.
But it was absolutely not intended because they just watched that and they did not look at it through a queer lens, so they did not notice it at all. And then suddenly people were freaking out about that, and that caught them by surprise.
Yeah.
That scene in The Wheel of Time, they knew the fuck what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing. It was 100% intentional. And, like, you're right. We have no idea what Leandrin was up to with that. Like, it's obvious that Moiraine knew exactly what Leandrin was doing. Like, she knew. She's there's stuff there, and I cannot wait to dig into it. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I want to see the script of that episode.
Yes.
Like, the script of that scene, because I want to know how it's described in the script.
Yeah.
The two scripts that I want to see is that episode from The Wheel of Time and the Will Byers scenes from Stranger Things season 4. Like, I want to see those two scripts.
Oh, yes.
And I would be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Leandrin and Moiraine scene is just like chef's kiss. Amazing. Amazingly sapphic.
Oh, yeah.
Erotic. I don't know.
Yeah. It's delicious. It's just so delicious. And then to see like people made gifs of Leandrin tucking her hair behind, or like stroking. I think she was stroking her cheek, and then when Swan is like, Tumblr went crazy. It was a beautiful thing to witness. It was so wonderful.
Yeah, it really was an episode where if you wanted your Tumblr post to do well, you really needed to post that gift right after the episode came out. Otherwise, there was already like 30 different gift sets of that, and you were done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's my Photoshop was working overtime during episode 5 and episode 6 of Wheel of Time, my Photoshop was kudos to my Photoshop because boy oh boy, I put it to work.
That single scene did more for sapphic homoeroticism than the entire series of Once Upon a Time that can be mentioned. Not to mention,
you're not wrong.
Just while we're like having a chaos episode, Once Upon a Time.
And the thing is that you're not wrong, because Once Upon a Time, like, the thing is that I do not get how people read the script and like look at that TV show. I did not figure out that, hey, we're gonna have two moms fighting over a kid and nobody's gonna ship them.
They didn't see it.
And Lana Parrilla is just like queen. Like, if they put Lana Parrilla in The Wheel of Time, I would just adore it. But
oh god,
if you think about Once Upon a Time, you can't ship anyone because they're all related.
No,
it's just kind of gross.
It's a little bit incestuous. It's just a tad incestuous.
Emma and Regina are not related. That's why it works out so well.
That's true. They are the few that are not related.
Emma and Regina are not related. So
they are not related. That is accurate.
You know, Regina's a mass murderer, but she's our mass murderer.
Yeah, it's a good enemy to...
It is.
Enemy to friends to lovers dynamics, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, you killed my mommy. Let's fuck.
Did they actually... So I stopped watching Once Upon a Time.
Oh no, they do not get together, don't worry. Like,
oh, absolutely not. Not even slightly.
They find some boy toy and that's pretty much it. Like,
okay.
There's little to no chemistry with their final pairing, but that's whatever happens.
Yep.
I think there's one actual gay relationship, and it's Mulan and Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. Because let's make the one woman who's like an actual warrior lesbian, and then let's also make Dorothy, i.e. friend of Dorothy, an actual lesbian, because those are the most obvious choices. Let's ignore... Anyways, I got rants about that show.
But like, funnily, Mulan at first had a crush on...
Snow White?
No, Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
I thought it was Prince Philip.
Yes.
She had a crush on Sleeping Beauty, but we thought it was Prince Philip.
Yes.
Oh my god, that show...
I wanted to have Ruby as gay.
Me too.
Because the werewolf girl, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so much about that show. I have so many frustrations with that show.
I know.
Because it should have been so much gayer than it was. And it just wasn't.
It could have been.
And they didn't see it.
Well, it's because Disney owned it.
James is so... annoyed right now.
James is disassociating.
I'm not annoyed. I'm reading the Wikipedia page for Once Upon a Time, and I was just like remembering like the 4 or 5 episodes I saw. I think I watched season 1, but not seriously. So,
but yeah, Once Upon a Time really feel like that show that did season 1 without realizing any of the queer context, and then figure out that, oh shit, people are shipping that. Let's show them that this is not the case at all.
This is not the case. And the harder they tried,
the worse it was.
It just had the opposite. Yeah, it had the opposite effect, which is absolutely wild. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Oh god, who knows? Should we play the game now?
Oh yes.
Yeah, let's play the game.
Okay. So
this episode is just...
I know.
I think it very much reflects all of our current mental states right now.
A little bit, yes.
Sometimes we need a chaos episode.
Yes, sometimes we need a chaos episode where it's just all over the place.
You know?
She tells Hook that she loves him and then sacrifices herself and plunges a dagger into her heart and becomes the new Dark One.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was to save Regina, right?
I think so, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just because they're best friend.
It's just the writers, I don't...
There are so many different sacrifices.
Yeah.
Like, the best moment on that show was when Emma kissed Henry on the forehead, and True Love's kiss being love for a mother to a son.
Yes.
And it broke the spell.
That was beautiful.
And everything was just downhill from there. It's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, we get so many TV shows that get cancelled after 1 or 2 seasons right now. And I'm like, that show, you could have cancelled that show earlier and give us more season for anything else.
I mean, my favorite show that didn't get canceled that should have gotten canceled is La Brea, which is about a sinkhole that opens up in LA on the La Brea tar pits.
What?
That's actually a time traveling sinkhole into 10,000 BC. And a guy has his wife and his son fall into the sinkhole, and he and his daughter are on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire thing is like their two adventures and like how to convince the government that the sinkhole, they need to go through it and save them. And it got renewed for a season 2. So
What? When did the show come out?
last year, season 2 is airing next week.
Oh my god.
And we did not get a season 2 of Paper Girls. I am sorry, this is fucked up.
I know.
I am sad about Paper Girls. It breaks my heart.
It's so upsetting.
La Brea is terrible. It is so bad. But
it sounds bonkers.
the plot...
Is that the show that Brie started to watch and you were talking about that?
Yes, it's the one that Brie started that she's upset about the carbon dating of the engagement ring. I'm like, she wasn't upset about the sinkhole, the time-traveling sinkhole on the tar pits, but they can't get carbon dating right, so she's pissed.
I was wondering what she was talking about.
I just want to say to Kat, did you know that like the showrunner of Paper Girl left halfway through the show to join Ring of Power?
Ooh.
I did not know that. That makes it even worse.
Yeah, like it's really Ring of Power took everything. Like, oh, you had a marketing plan. No, you're not gonna have a marketing plan. Like they had a plan to market the show, and like a few weeks before the release of the show, like they got told, no, we are deprioritizing that.
Oh my god. That's so unbelievably shitty.
Okay, so Matt, what is the game?
Let's try and focus for like 2 minutes. So 2 episodes ago, we did a very special Igloo Bond Balefire, except it was location-based, and I gave y'all a choice between light and dark sides. So you chose the evil places. One you had to vacation to, one you had to move to, and the other you had to balefire. So the other option is the side of light. So good locations where the good guys, the good characters live, the lovely places in the Wheel of Time. So...
Why do I feel like there's going to be a trap?
I know.
Igloo, Bond, and Balefire, the Light Edition. You have a choice to move to, vacation in, or Balefire these 3 locations. The 2 rivers, Camelin, and Tarvalon. This is not as bad as the dark side, but you do have to Balefire one of your favorite places. Or a fan favorite place.
You know what? It's going to be actually very easy.
This is actually very easy for me.
Damn.
Can we swap Camelin for like Malkir or something? Because that would make it a little more difficult.
Yeah, Malkir. Camelin from Malkir.
I mean, okay. I'm just gonna say that I would have Balefire Camelin because by the end of the book, it doesn't exist anymore.
That's true.
Like it got completely burned and like.
Well, doesn't Malkir also not exist in the books anymore?
No, but it has a hope of existing.
Yeah, but I don't care.
So you take away hope. Okay, fine. We'll keep it as Camelin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just keep it as Camelin for now.
You can put Karen if you want a city that doesn't.
Well, everybody would Balefire that.
Well, that's true.
Okay, I mean, I would fuck the 2 rivers, I guess.
So, okay, can you remind me of the Igloo, Bond, Balefire?
Igloo is fuck.
Which is vacation. Bond is moving there.
Okay, I would get rid of Camelin,
Mm-hmm.
vacation in the 2 rivers, and live in Tarvalon.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Cat.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Okay. The first one is easy. I would get rid of Camelin. That's easy. I'm torn between living in Tarvalon and vacationing in the 2 rivers, or vacationing in Tarvalon and living in the 2 rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Because my natural inclination would be to live in Tarvalon, because it's where all the women are. And they're all powerful, attractive women. So that is my inclination.
But that's too much temptation.
It's too much, though. I think that's what I think. And they're so messy, which I love to read about and watch, but I don't think I would actually love it if I was living there.
I mean, no one says you have to be an Aes Sedai. You could just be like an innkeeper or a village healer. I don't know.
Were you about to say village whore?
No, I was about to say village witch.
Okay.
I'm okay with being a village witch.
And then I realized witch was like Tarvalon witches.
Well, You're not a white cloak. It's okay. You can say witch. Okay, I would live in the Two Rivers, and I would vacation in Tarvalon. Because I think in reality I would get exhausted. Because listen, if I'm going to live in Tarvalon, I'm going to live in the White Tower. Because otherwise, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
I would live in the White Tower. But I think I would get very, very sick of the shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
See, I live for that.
I know. Watching it, I would love it,
Mm-hmm.
but I would not want to be present for it. If I could guarantee that I wouldn't be involved in it, then maybe. But I will say, I will live in the Two Rivers, vacation in Tarvalon. Final answer.
I wonder what Trollocs taste like.
What?
Where did that come from?
I was thinking about the Two Rivers, and then I was thinking about the TV show Attack on the Two Rivers by the Trollocs. And then I remember there was a Trolloc in the fire, and it's I wonder what roasted Trolloc tastes like.
Your mind is terrifyingly fascinating.
You're a fucked up person.
It's so good.
When I find out that you murder people, I'm not going to be surprised.
Excuse me, that's offensive.
I don't think you would murder anyone, Matt.
Thank you, Kat.
Anyway, so my reasoning. So I've seen Tarvalon in the show. They seem to all have a small, tiny apartment and no garden, so I'm not living there. I'm a small town girl. I need my garden. So yeah, I would probably live in the river. No, do I want to do the same thing than Cat and Balefire, Camlin, and vacation in Tarvalon? Or do I want to be controversial and Balefire Tarvalon?
If you Balefire Tarvalon, then I will do everything in my power, which is very minimal,
To what?
to make people yell at you.
Okay, let's Balefire Tarvalon then.
Camille's okay, bet.
Stay toxic.
Stay toxic.
Listen, this is the episode for chaotic choices.
I know what you wrote in the doc, James, and no, I am Balefire Tarvalon and vacationing in Camlin.
I assumed.
Mm-hmm.
Can anybody guess what I would do?
You would Balefire all of them and live with Mashadar.
No. Does anybody have an actual guess of what I would do?
An actual guess. Okay, I think you would. I don't think you would Balefire the Two Rivers. I feel like you might Balefire Tarvalon, though. And then you would live in... I think you would live in the Two Rivers and then vacation in Camelin.
I would say live in Camlin and vacation in River.
I think you would live in Camelin with Galad.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Damn it.
Mm.
And then Balefire Tarvalon and vacation to the Two Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's the thing about me. I'm a simple guy. I like books and men. So...
Live in Camelin.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh.
Tarvalon has the best library.
Oh, I see.
I would... And it also has a lot of warders.
A lot of warders. You're right. Okay.
Lots of men's in Tarvalon.
The men's is.
And lots of books. So I would, through some way, probably becoming a warder to a brown, gain access to the library, and then gain access to the warder grounds. And I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
And I would Balefire the Two Rivers, because they're insignificant. And they're probably kind of racist because it's a small town, It's a really small town. And they're very backwards, They're probably not very, gay-friendly or trans-friendly or,
This is offensive to small town folks.
Camille, I grew up in a trailer. And I would vacation in Camelin because there's more books and men there.
Okay. This is, you know what? Now that you lay it out like that, I'm not surprised that you said any of that. It does make complete sense.
I just hate the part where you were like, the Two Rivers, they're just racist transphobes. No one cares about them.
Mm-hmm.
Kill them all.
I mean, if you looked at it from a purely ethical standpoint and you had to kill a number of people, killing the least number of people would be the most ethical choice, but let's not get into that.
God.
We can bring the trolley problem.
That's a sort of a whataboutism that we don't need.
Let's not do the trolley problem today.
I hate the trolley problem so much.
Let's not do that today.
I love it.
Do you?
I do love the trolley song from Meet Me in St. Louis.
Oh, I see.
I have no idea what you said.
It's a musical that stars Judy Garland.
Let's conclude that episode then.
Judy Garland should be in the Wheel of Time. Oh, no.
Come on.
She's dead.
Yep, I didn't think about that.
Come on, Matt.
I thought, A Star is Born. That was just a few years ago. I was like, oh, fuck, that was Lady Gaga.
It wasn't Judy Garland. It was Lady Gaga.
When I was a kid, I asked my parents what happened to Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, and they told me that she had died. I cried.
Oh no!
I cried when I found out Judy Garland had been dead for like 40 years.
Poor baby Matt.
That was the first sign. That was the first sign.
Yeah. And then from that moment on, your parents were like, oh, I see. I know what you are. I know what you are.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Queers of Time podcast. If you liked our show, please give us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Queers of Time and on our Discord server. If you're able, we'd love to have your support through Patreon. We've got a lot of nice benefits there, and this helps us cover the cost of producing the podcast. Thank you, and sorry. Thank you all for listening. This was Queers of Time, a Wheel of Time podcast. The music is Dance of the Witches by Julius H.